And it's time for us to take a look at some highlights from the first race of the back-to-back doubleheaders, round 9 of the championship. You can see some of the cars as they were set to head out on track. Here are the highlights from that race. And at the start, Michael Cooper getting a good start. However, you see Tristan Herbert right there tucked behind him. You could barely see him in that red and black VW. Herbert slotting into second, and John Miller, a nice move around the outside, almost up into fourth.
He looks to the outside. We see a bunch of the Compass 360 machines there, led by Brett Sandberg. Winchester, the points leader there, drops to 6th.
Now back in the touring car B-Spec class. Look at this close action. That's Ernie Francis. That's Peter Schwartzide, who qualified second. And Lipperini pops to the outside. Cal, great pass.
It was awesome. We talked about that turn. Turn 4, you can run side by side, and it gives you the inside line for that next corner.
Great racecraft from Joel Lipperini, two-time national champion in the runoffs here. There's a look at the number 14 Kia. That is the Forte Coupe that is running in touring car. Nick Janssen busy this weekend.
He is. He's pulling double duty, and of course he's won championships before with that Kia Coupe.
And look at this move. Ryan Winchester able to pick up a spot. Remember, he's the point leader, so any pass he made was going to be huge in terms of those points. That was a good one. But this, a brilliant run. What a run off of the keel for Tristan Herbert.
Wow, he just got a tremendous launch there. I'm not sure if there's a little bobble on the behalf of Mike Cooper, but certainly Tristan Herbert, a power move there down the back straightaway, and then see him eat up the TCB cars in terms of straightaway speed headed down into turn 4.
Yeah, I was able to use those cars a little bit. Right there for a moment, one of the TCB, the Fiat, getting a little bit wide. That had Tristan a little bit concerned, but was able to clear it without any issues. Meanwhile, Ryan Winchester coming up on the back of Nick Janssen, and it doesn't get much closer than this, Cal.
It doesn't. This is really tight quarters, of course. Nick just kind of making a guest appearance here today, going up against the championship leader. Then they head up into the keyhole.
And right there, you saw Winchester just a little bit too much pace into the keyhole, and the back end stepped out. Janssen nowhere to go. That was a huge moment in terms of points. And look at Mike Cooper waiting now.
Wow, that was a bit of a strange move there. I thought Herbert was going to take the apex away. Maybe he was struggling a little bit, and we couldn't see it from outside of the race car, but Cooper certainly takes advantage right there.
And Ernie Francis Jr., as he comes back up on Joel Lipperini after that great move early by Lipperini, Ernie gets to the inside, and his dad, Cal, gets up behind him to give him a little bit of an arrow push.
Yeah, and that's certainly significant with the horsepower that these cars have down this long back straightaway. But Lipperini, that was a brilliant move he put at the start of this race. Still trying to hang on there. Now he's in the thick of the action there, fighting to stay on that podium today.
That's right. That is Ernie Francis Sr. and Joel, a little bit of argy-bargy. And look at this big move. Tyler Palmer, the young rookie in the Mini, all 4 wheels inside the curb. Joel didn't realize he was there. But as the checker flies, Mike Cooper puts up his 3rd win in a row, considering his doubleheader win at Toronto. Fantastic day for him. Great return to the championship for Tristan Herbert with a solid 2nd. And here is the finish in touring car B-Spec as it unfolded. The 2 Francises, father and son, just in front of him, and Lipperini in 3rd, completing that podium. Now we go to the highlights here of the 2nd of the doubleheaders. And again, Mike Cooper getting the launch. But look at that, 5 abreast in the touring car, 6 abreast in the back in touring car B-Spec. Crazy enough in touring car, but watch what happens in touring car B.
Look at this, Lipperini down to the inside. He gets nudged by Ernie Francis Sr., then tips Ernie Francis Jr. into China Beach.
And as a result, a couple of exchanges up front, but this was the incident that wouldn't stop. You had the number 32 of Jonathan Baker, the 32 Racing Honda Fit, involved, and there's the 66 of PJ Gronke. But this is the story. Points leader in the category, young Ernie Francis Jr., buried in China Beach. He was going to sit there for some time. A little bit later on, Jim Cleveland, who somehow searches for the roof of that car, that time didn't go over. It has been an unbelievable season for him, and all of that bringing out a full course caution. And Cal, as a result, here's a replay of that schmozzle.
Yeah, you see there, Ernie Francis Jr. gets into the back of Lipperini. Ernie Francis Jr. goes for a ride. Watch this, Robbie Davis from deep in the pack. That is for the lead.
Unbelievable. Tyler Palmer went evasive and just couldn't gather it up enough. We got back to green. Michael Cooper, as always, into the lead. Look at Tristan Herbert there in the VW. Look at Remo Rashidi going inside, then outside, trying to get around Ryan Winchester. He couldn't quite get it done. Herbert, though, struggling into the keyhole, Cal.
Yeah, we saw it in the first race here today down at the end of the back straightaway. I'm not sure if he's fumbling around in the car a little bit, maybe with the transmission. cannot get the car turned in. We saw Cooper take advantage in race 1 here, and Winchester does the same up in the keyhole.
Now that VW pretty good in a straight line, but Winchester was able to hang on. More fraud action as those touring car leaders a bit later on were working their way through the touring car B-Spec pack. And right there you see Tristan Herbert trying to get around, boom, got parked a little bit by Capaldi, and that really hurt him. It cost him a lot of time up to Winchester, and up front Cooper was able to get through fairly clean. He comes through that section, in through the carousel and onto the front straight, and is going to bring home the win. Now you'll notice Dave Alejandro in that green TCB car. Going to be an interesting moment here coming up as the TCB leaders. Davis a little wide, trying to get it turned down. He floats wide still. Palmer on the gas. Davis off track, almost getting in to Alejandro. They both survive, and Davis somehow, Cal, able to keep it on track and bring home a win. Important for him with Ernie Davis Jr. in the gravel.